have an entire repository of these sentiments stored. So when we use this tool, what happens is this kind of a repository is kind of referenced by this algorithm, and that reference then uses an objective insight to suggest whether a certain input coming from an end user is either positive, negative, or neutral. And I have seen, and especially in Genpact, we have a lot of CSAT improvement projects wherein we use this sentiment analysis to understand the customer sentiments. Wherever the sentiment is coming negative or neutral, is a good area for us to take the improvement further. I'll not go into the word cloud, but then we again have, if you saw in the semantics, we had a categorical data versus a text semantics. Here we have a categorical data versus a sentiment, wherein which categories of data are contributing to a negative sentiment. For example, if I want to channelize that, I would pretty quickly understand, hey, what are the top sources of negative sentiments, and then try to course correct them before they eventually become a higher risk for me. And then finally, we have got FCR versus a sentiment kind of a perspective, wherein for the metric at hand, which I want to improvise, say, and I'm very interested in the not mets, where are the major negative sentiments percolating or emanating from, right? Which is what the sentiment analysis helps me with. So, and data profiling is basically the descriptive statistics of a particular data set. It gives me the mean, median kind of evaluation, the standard deviations and all. So I'll not go deeper into it. So Harish, how would we go about this session? So should we answer the questions now or at the fag end of this discussion?
We can take questions, all the questions in the last, Prasanna, because already we are at 5.
Okay, but I'll take a small input from the audience. Am I going too fast? Is it understandable? I just wanted to take that feedback.
All good, Prasanna. Very, very, very comfortable.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Marie. Okay.
Yeah, good,
so
sir.
Thank you. So what I'll do is I'll straight away get into the predictive modeling, and is where a lot of interest lies, isn't it? We want to look at the historical perspective of a certain area of interest, and we want to kind of learn from that historical perspective and try to forecast or predict basis that historical perspective. A very unfortunate example, and I know everyone here in the call knows about prediction modeling, but then in a very unfortunate context, if you look at the COVID that happened, right, wherein the epidemiologists used to predict, hey, in the next 6 months, there will be another wave and all that. That is another area. In a very unfortunate way, they were unfortunate context, I would say, they were using data as a solution to predict future outcomes based on past data, isn't it? And this is one example I keep giving to my delivery folks who don't understand, prediction modeling. But in a rather project or account related context, again, taking FCR, first call resolution, as a inherent input in our discussion today. What if I want to understand, even before an incident is worked upon, an incident is started to getting addressed by a certain agent, can we know a probable outcome of that incident, right? So for example, I'm an operations leader. I get around 10 incidents. Out of 10 incidents, say 4 incidents, I already understand even before they are worked upon that they might not meet their FCR based on a historical basis. Then I would take some proactive course corrections, isn't it? I might give it to a better agent who handles a certain type of incidents better. Or I might, or might be this incident doesn't belong to my queue at all. So I will redirect or do a left shift of this to another queue. so that I don't have to delve my energies into this kind of a, incident. So I can do a proactive, I would say, I can do a proactive project management using the prediction modeling. So when we talk about prediction modeling, uh, we want to do a prediction modeling for a metric, of course. And say in this particular, discussion, we would do a prediction for, say, an FCR, first call resolution. Now, the tool enables me three kinds of predictions. One, using only categorical data. So minus the short descriptions or the free flowing text. And in my experience and me being part of Genpact, I had created quite a few prediction models which were purely categorical. They used to have, say, a CI as an input, a contact type, say it comes through a phone or a call or a chat kind of a perspective. So those kind of categories we used to take and build a prediction model. It can be purely using the text data, which is basically the short description, or it might be both, wherein we use the categorical data as well as the free text, which is called a hybrid classification. And let's spend our energies today in building a hybrid classification. And in my experience, while I dealt with the AI and machine learning gurus, while I interacted with them, there is a common premise: more the merrier. When I talk about more, I'm talking about the data. So the more data we have to train a particular model, the better will be the outcome in terms of its accuracy, precision, and all that. So the moment I hit on the hybrid model, the tool enables me to select the columns. So I'll select, say, the 4 columns that I get as part of the data. Um, Stop words help. So inherently, it also takes a short description into the scope, right? And then the stop words are there wherein I want to remove certain text data or text words which are not very useful for my model building, is where the stop words come into the picture. So there are none in this particular context. So I'll hit on submit. The moment I hit on submit, what happens is it evaluates the target data, which is the metric for which I'm building the prediction model. It will it will pretty quickly evaluate, hey, how much of the data is met versus how much is not met. You would see a small change in the numbers here. Earlier, it was some 56 or 57 versus 46. You would ask me, hey, how it became 63 and 36. So what happens is, to evaluate the efficacy of the model we are creating, it doesn't take the 100% of the data. It rather takes only 90% of the data and creates the model. And this 90% of the data, the incidents that we are inputting, are randomly picked so that the outcome is non-biased. And the remaining 10% of the data is used to test the accuracy of the model that has been built. That is the science behind the numbers getting changed over here. Now, it would also give me another input that, hey, the FCR column has got balanced data in terms of the met versus not met. In case the balance is not there, supposing, then the tool gives a algorithmic or a machine learning enabled way to balance the data, right? So even that kind of a premise exists. I will hit on proceed. The moment I hit on proceed, it starts training the model. Now, there's a very interesting thing you would see over here. By default, it uses a base classifier, which are inherent kind of algorithms used in the machine learning industry. You also have linear classifiers. You would have heard about logistic regressions and all that. There are tree classifiers, which are decision trees and all that, clusters and all. You have something called ensemble classifiers and imbalanced ensemble. I'm sure you would have heard about algorithms such as random forest and all that, which comes under those categories. So totally, and Harish, correct me here, yeah, in case I'm going wrong, there are around 12 algorithms that are totally enabled as part of this tool, which helps us create the model, right?
Yes.
So Yeah, thanks for that confirmation, Harish. So if you see each model, and we'll look at it in a very restricted sense here. The accuracy is coming at 76%, precision is 80%, recall and F1 is coming at a certain percentage here. So think of it as and in a data science industry, this is evaluated through something called a confusion matrix. So what happens is they use the concept of a true positive versus a false positive, true negative versus a false negative kind of a premise to understand in what areas a certain incident prediction is getting, a true positive versus a false positive. So basis those evaluations, this accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 comes in. And this is very specific to prediction models which are having a binary output, a met versus a not met, a one versus a zero kind of a evaluation, a binary outcome or a Boolean outcome, right? So for this classification model that we have created, what the tool itself does is it chooses for me the top three uh, algorithms or the models that have been created. So the top model for me is from the complement NB. That is the algorithm we are talking about with an accuracy of 77%. Based on my experience, I saw that anything beyond 70% of accuracy seems to be a very, good model to be used in a IT industry perspective. And then finally, the test results will help me understand. So you remember we spoke about the 90% of the data used for training the model versus the 10% of data to evaluate the accuracy of the model, is where the 10% of the data is unbiased, in an unbiased way chosen. And basis that, the accuracy is evaluated. So 0.8 is 80% accurate. So it becomes even better than the 77% accuracy we got with the training of the model. And then the tool also enables the confusion matrix download as well as the download model um, perspective. Now, what is the download model? It is a pickle file, .pkl file, which inherently has got the essence of the model, right? So it has got the complete training aspect of the model inherently in a single file. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and download this data. It gets into my downloads. Then very quickly, of course, this is a one-time activity. So I want to create a model. It's a one-time activity. But just for you to get a flavor of how this model is used, I will click on something called a predict. Now think of a scenario wherein we have uploaded a data, right? A similar data, FCR data, say, wherein we have around 100 incidents which have newly come into my queue, and I want to do a prediction of that, right? So what I'll do, I'll quickly upload that data, go to the predictive modeling, I'll enable this pickle file that we are talking about. So what I'll do is I'll go to my downloads folder. I'll go over to the downloads folder, which is where I have the sample data FCR pred complement NB. This is the pickle file. So if you see the extension of this file, it is a .pkl. I'll kind of upload this. The moment I upload this, it automatically starts the predictions. Okay, so it will basically ask me the text data, the categorical data that I want to enable as part of my prediction. And then it gives me the predictions pretty quickly. Now, this of course is for the data that I have used for training of the model, but this is just for you to see how quickly the prediction happens basis me updating or uploading the pickle file. I also have a download prediction kind of an option wherein again it gets settled into my download. So I go to my downloads quickly to show you the Excel sheet in which my predictions have come in. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, so for a particular incident, so each line item again is an incident over here. This is the master data, of course, we are talking about. For each incident, with a short description, with a category, with a subcategory, with a priority, with a configuration item, there is a certain prediction, right? So what I will do here is, rather, as a project manager, I would go to the not mets, say, for example, on any given day, and I would see, hey, these many not mets have come. So I would kind of prioritize these incidents. I would rather give it to people who are more kind of subject matter experts in resolving these incidents. Or might be these incidents don't belong to my queue at all. So I would rather look at the assignment groups or the subcategory. In case they don't, or they are not supposed to be part of my incident queue, then I would rather push them to a different queue without wasting mine or my resources time in evaluating those incidents. And my FCR is better basis that, as well as I'm saving my teams and my time as well. That is how I use this tool basically, or this prediction basically. So this is the capability that we enable for predictive modeling. So as you would guess, I've just given an example of a very simplistic model that we have created, that is for a first call resolution. It might be for an SLA met or a not met. Harish has done quite a few in his area, bridge call and all that. Time permitting, will also concentrate a bit on the use cases. Hey Harish, why don't you spell out a couple of models from your area? Just to add context, a bit of context to the prediction part.
Basically, I will try to give one example. So there was a particular account, and they used to have tickets, and certain tickets used to lead to bridge call. So whenever that particular ticket is getting to bridge call, basically they try to pull all the resources, everybody's time is put into that, and they discuss and they try to resolve. But does the ticket qualifies to bridge call? Yes, no, that's a different question. But when we are from a cadence point of view, it is leading to bridge. Get into the service now. We are trying to do the prediction, which will help us whether that particular ticket is likely to end up at a bridge call, yes, no kind of thing. Then based on that, we try to take some corrective action so that to avoid that bridge call kind of thing. Prasanna?
Great. Yeah, absolutely, Harish. Thanks for that. Apart from that, might be another example I can give is problem management is actually a pretty impactful area, wherein a certain problem might result in a complete downtime of a system, right? So can we basically, based on certain historical data, predict whether an incident or a set of incidents of a certain nature become a problem in future? And we are kind of course correcting it much before a problem actually happens on the ground, is where this tool can be used, this prediction can be used as well, right? So this is about the prediction part. Very quickly, let me get into the topic modeling. From a data science perspective, we all know about k-means. It's a kind of clustering mechanism or a clustering algorithm. What I mean by clustering, not trying to confuse the audience here, is basically, cluster or bring together similar kind of instances. Or in this particular conversation, the instances we are talking about are the free text or the textual inputs, right? So what if I want to bring together a set of words which are commonly used in resolving a certain kind of incident, a certain category of incident, so to say, is where a k-means clustering will help me. Now I'll give a small use case here while I get into the k-means or the topic modeling part. Uh, in a few areas or a few accounts, what I have seen is they have this requirement of recategorizing certain incidents, right? So what I mean by recategorizing is while an incident comes into a certain help desk, is there a way, basis the text data, I can recategorize a particular incident into a different category? And in one of the projects that I completed with and got one resource green belt certified, that resource had to spend a good 176 hours annually to do this exercise, but manually. He had to do a incident categorization manually, and this tool helped that resource do it in a complete automatic fashion. And it helped the resource in saving around 176 hours on an annual basis. Seems to be a lesser number of effort, but when we kind of extrapolate it to more resources working on this kind of a work, then the impact becomes that much more higher. And then when we give a tool a certain work, right, the quality of the output also becomes good in terms of the defect getting addressed much faster. Might be we are talking about a defect-free outcome. Coming back to this discussion, with the same data that we have given, and think about here from a topic modeling or a k-means perspective, we are only thinking about the short description, the free text. Now, as a first step, the tool shows me the range of clusters that I want to, evaluate. The tool itself gives me the range being from 5 to 15. Uh, I'll hit on proceed. I'll not, I can change, of course, the range of the clusters, but I'll rather go for this particular conversation with the cluster range that has been given by the tool itself.
Prasanna, one thing, we already 20 minutes passed, so time check.
Sure, sure. We have the session till 6, Malika. Just please confirm.
It's still
Yeah,
5?
yeah, it's 6.
6. Okay. I was thinking it is 5.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, so the next part of the clusters is through an elbow method. It gives me the graphical perspective of the clusters, but to uh, go to the next part, it will help me understand how many clusters I should get as an outcome. Here again, I can change the number of clusters, but I'll go with the tool suggestion of 10. I'll hit on proceed. So then it basically gives me an outcome that, awaiting return of laptops, team meetings, printer use, and all that. It has created a few clusters out of it, and it gives me an option to download. But even before downloading, or suppose I even download it first, I wanted to show you an explanation of, how to use this tool, right? I'm sure you're a bit confused as we speak about, hey, what is this clustering about? How it will help me or my project team on a day-on-day basis. So I would show you this Silhouette score. Now, if you look at the score and the x-axis, if you see uh, the graphs, so to say, you would see certain lines um, beyond the point 0 to a positive area, and less than 0 to a negative area. So the tool suggests only look at clusters which are positive and going in a straight line. So here it is like cluster 1, cluster 4 seems to fit that bill. But when it comes to cluster 0, it is towards a negative kind of a perspective. Now, let me go to the download and try to show you the output so that we'll kind of add meaning to what I'm talking about. Now, again, I'll go to the same short description I was showing you as part of the initial data. And then I'll talk about the clusters. Now, to make it more meaningful, I will filter the clusters here and say, remember the 0 cluster, which is in a negative area. So if you see, if I filter on zeros, the zeroth cluster, you would see all random kind of incidents getting clustered together. In one, there is a team meeting, in another one, printer use, I have internet connectivity at my home, so and so forth. It doesn't have much of a relation between the incidents. And that's what basically the tool also suggested, isn't it? If I go to the tool, it shows the zeroth cluster in negative. But what if I go to the cluster 1 or cluster 4 and see whether that helps me in a certain way? So if I go to, say, cluster 1, it kind of shows that, ggcat person account, right? So it has clustered these account related incidents together. Unable to make a call, trying to make a call, product restricted, so on and so forth. What this cluster has done is it has kind of assembled together certain kind of incidents which are of a particular nature. And this is the de facto categorization I'm talking about. Why not go to cluster 4 again and see whether it makes sense to us? So yes, so if you see Windows 11 update or XYZ device needs manual updates to run, similar kind of incidents again clustered together. So if you now, think about this kind of an evaluation, what it does is it brings together a similar set of incidents by means of evaluating the keywords. So the cluster 0, cluster 1, so on and so forth till cluster 9, it brings about certain keywords which are tokens, as I said, and these tokens are kind of amalgamated together to bring out the categorization. And that way, a certain account can use this to recategorize their data and make a meaningful outcome out of it, right? So and basically you would ask me, hey, what about those clusters which doesn't make sense, say the cluster 0? The interesting thing about that is we need not stop at that. So we'll kind of isolate the clusters which doesn't make sense, which have a negative kind of an outcome from the graphical perspective in the Silhouette score, and we will recluster them, redo this process multiple times till we get meaningful clusters out of those areas also, right? So that is about the topic modeling part that we have used. And another area wherein the topic modeling was used, and I'll stop my demonstration then, is in one of the other project wherein that was for a major incident management or a problem management. And this clustering helped the problem management team cluster together similar set of incidents or recurring incidents, which would result in positively a problem emanating out of it. So why not look at a cluster of incidents which are of a recurring or a similar nature and try to course correct it before it translates or transforms into a problem? So we have done a project on that use case also to good effect, and it was appreciated by the client as well. So I'll take a pause here. I'll request Harish in case he has to add anything over here. And then Harish, would you take the process mining in today's session or?
Yeah, I will take it because you are saying it is till 6. I was just thinking it is till 5. I think my mistake. So coming back to this, the clustering or basically K-mean, this feature is widely used in Genpact because while the ticket is getting generated, the teams do not capture that category or subcategory kind of thing. And without the category and subcategory, if you want to do any sort of analysis in terms of like to understand which are the frequently occurring tickets kind of thing, and then put up a fishbone or 5i and all that to drive the improvements, the clustering and the categorization is very, very important. And most cases, this is what is missing for various reasons, because we are using the customer tool, or there are limitations on the customer tool. It could be the various reasons. But if you're talking about the new trend, that what we are seeing is a lot of things are getting captured automatically on the tool in the service now, which is very good, very good. But still, we have 70% or 80% of the accounts projects where this categorization is not done, where we have to take the data, then do this like Prasanna explained. We have to do the run the clustering, and then try to label it with whatever the category we want to say, and then put a fishbone and then take it 5 and all that, drive the improvements, all that happens. So this is one very important feature, or widely used feature in Genpact, as till date what we saw. Then let me go back to 1 second. Okay. So adding to what Prasanna said, this tool, whatever we are talking, it is something which can run on the desktop. It can run on your laptop. It is a simple exe kind of thing. All you have to do is you have to just double click and everything starts running kind of thing. So what we did is we tried to give this exe to everybody in the organization who wants kind of thing. They can use it. They can create their own models. They can do their own ticket categorization. It is basically whatever generally the support people do from day-to-day kind of thing, analysis, insights, all that. They can put it on their system, they can run themselves, and then they can get those insights kind of thing. So that is one thing. Now coming to this one last topic, process mining. So in the process mining, what we have is, let me show sample data. So most of you have heard about Celonis. Celonis. Have you heard about? I think most of you have already. I'm thinking have used Celonis in your different your projects. Yes, no, maybe on the you can put it in the chat window. Any process planning tool. Okay. I think let me cover. So basically, when we are talking about this process mining tool, whether it is Celonis or it could be something related to Microsoft, or there are many other things that are available. Even ServiceNow also has a process mining built into it. Latest version of it has a built into it kind of thing. So what they do is basically they take the there is within the ServiceNow we have data where it captures actually by event. Each event that happens in the ServiceNow, it captures. It gets captured in the ServiceNow. We try to take that data from the ServiceNow and then feed this data into the Celonis kind of a tool, which will give us all sort of a process path, like what is a happy path, or what is the longest path, what is the shortest path. Basically, once a ticket is getting created, now what is happening inside the ticket, how the ticket is flowing from step by step, one step to the other step, how it is flowing, what is the time it is taking between each of these steps. So this is very important for us to understand actually what is happening in the inside the ticket. Unless we understand that, it will be like always SLA kind of thing. If you see most of your projects, it is like if you ask what is the SLA, yes, we have met the SLA. We are 95%, 98% kind of thing. But if you, when you talk to the customer, he will say, yes, SLA is met, but are you happy with the process, or have you, he will definitely have a lot of concerns kind of thing. No, my users are saying that, my business users are saying this, that. There is always a discomfort kind of thing. Because SLA, whatever we see, met, not met, that kind of thing, it is always suggested kind of thing for various reasons. They get adjusted. The clock is goes on automatically hold and all that. The calculation does not happen correctly, kind of thing. But if you take the data actually from the sysorted table that is in the service now, or it could be something else, Jira, we don't know what is the table it has. If you take the data, extract the data, what is happening at an event level, then put it into Celonis, and then you will see all the wonders will come out of that. So Celonis is very powerful tool. We are not going to compare this, whatever the Ticket Einstein, whatever we have with the Celonis. Only thing is, what we did is we wanted to at least bring some part of it available to our project managers so that they can visualize their data and see what is happening inside the actual ticket process, during the ticket process, what it is happening kind of thing. If you are talking about Celonis, it is a licensed kind of a tool. You have to pay, and then you take the data from the customer. Again, you have to upload it to the Celonis, which is a cloud-based kind of thing. There, you have a lot of restrictions. You have to take the your organization approvals, and then you have to take the client organization's InfoSec approvals. All that you have to take. Then only you can put it on the cloud and then do the visualization and all that kind of thing. And then there is a cost that is coming. So what we thought is within this is a recently added feature kind of thing, and what we thought, if we have some kind of insight how the process is happening within the tickets from each event to event kind of thing, this is our attempt. So here what we are trying to do is we are just uploading the data, the Excel file, whatever we just saw before, and here we have to just give the ticket ID or whatever the incident number, or in this case, it is a document key. And then we have to tell what are the actions that are happening, what is the column that is talking about the actions. And then we have to tell what is the system basically created on kind of thing. When we are talking about the system created on, it is a date, time, all that kind of thing. Then once we have that thing, we go to the process mining. Then it throws up a lot of different kind of maps to interpret and infer a lot of information kind of thing. So here, what we have is something we have to mention what is the start activity and what is the end activity. As usual, our start activity should be new. The process is starting with the new, and the process is starting with the closed. So I'm trying to remove certain columns, basically not the columns, basically certain buckets I'm trying to remove so that we can just see only the portion of it what we want to see. So meantime, as I'm trying to do this thing, any questions I can take? Any questions? Either it is what Prasanna discussed or whatever we are trying to do, process mining related thing also. Any questions?
Yeah. Prasanna and Harish, how long did it take you to develop this tool? Actually, this is more or less a good analytics tool. Yeah.
From a development point of view, we started in late 22. We started by 23. We launched this tool. So what we did is we started actually with the first this feature, basically keyword kind of a feature. We launched first. We launched the basically the clustering kind of thing to solve this kind of problem. Then we went for the descriptive kind of thing where we are trying to talk about all the different volume visualization kind of thing. Then we added the predictive related thing, and recently this quarter we added this process mining thing. Net, I would say the tool is, I would say it is almost, I think roughly around 15 to 18 months old from a development perspective.
Yeah. So how is the delivery team appreciating the inputs that you are giving to them?
Yeah, this is a very, very interesting question. In fact, Malika madam also asked how the quality different in software and how the quality is different in manufacturing or the other sectors. So yeah, yes, there is a lot of challenge we are facing in software, basically, always the quality team gets questioned, what is the value, what is the value? So what we did is actually, I'm slightly jumping ahead kind of thing. We have two components that we do in Genpact. One is the value component, and second thing is the delivery excellence kind of a component. What we did is the value component, we try to keep it 70 to 80%, we try to keep it our efforts towards a value component, like in terms of driving improvement ideas, in terms of coming up something like innovative things, helping the project teams, all those kind of things. Then we keep the delivery excellence thing, we just keep it to 10 to 20% kind of thing, we keep it. And coming to this tool, these features, the acceptance point of view, we have very good acceptance. In fact, not even a single place where they said, okay, this is not useful, this is not something, nothing like that. Everybody, every demo we did to the customer, every place we did to the customer, everywhere it was accepted, it was rightly taken, and it was just a use kind of thing. In adoption point of view also, I think at least there are many projects that are within Genpact, but a lot of people reach out to us saying that we want to use it, how to use it, kind of thing. So in terms like proposals also, the other aspect we figured out is we never thought this tool will solve some kind of a proposals kind of a problem. So whenever we have a new proposal kind of thing, you have a short time, and the data is also very limited in terms of all the columns. You don't have all the information that is given. So those cases also, the solutioning team basically tries to use this tool, try to get as much as insights from using this tool, and then they use their expertise, knowledge, whatever, anywhere, any place. As we know, the tool will not solve all the problem. It is all the human that cream that finally gets a kind of thing. Acceptance point of view, we don't have issue. Everybody got. In fact, actually, last year it has helped us to uh, gain the trust from the delivery for the LDT team, whatever we have, the quality team in Genpact for the tech services. Using this tool, this is one of the tool. Of course, not this is the only thing that helped us, but this is one of the initiative that helped us to gain the trust of the delivery flows.
Okay. Thanks, Harish. Thanks for answering the question.
Any other question?
Yeah, hi, Harish. It was an excellent demonstration. This is Raj Nandori from Tech Mahindra. Okay.
Hi, Raj.
But, I'm really, I'm very happy to see the kind of features that you built into the tool, particularly prediction modeling, process mining, topic modeling, name it, and a very good mix of both regular quality concepts and statistics. The way you utilize the statistical measures to derive the value, it's wonderful, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm sure once you have the numbers and then statistics behind it, the acceptance will be high. So that's what I'm seeing the success in your tool, and I really appreciate both of you for working hard and then getting this kind of a valuable tool for the company. It's a great initiative. Okay.
Thanks, Raj. Thanks for the
One
feedback.
of my questions is, I think you have done a lot of work on how to categorize the free text and how to make use of it to predict and all those things. But did you do any analysis or any effort in actually making the knowledge management component, which is an integral part of any ticket management? For example, when you say in ServiceNow also these days, it is an integrated component, that is, it encourages people to create a knowledge article and attach it so that the recurrence of the incident is minimized, because most of the times it is the awareness and then the knowledge about the incident that actually causes it to reoccur, right? So is that knowledge management also included and enriched? If you can utilize that input into this, it will get enriched. That's the reason I'm asking. Have you made any effort to look into it?
Good question, Raj. So basically, we had that thought process or direction in that, but what happened is we have this restriction from the client that we should not use their data for any other purpose rather than analyzing and giving them back their insights kind of thing. So there was a lot of thought process like Raj. This is one example you mentioned, to take the data from the different projects and try to come up with the knowledge articles in terms of the resolution. Say, for example, if I give the short description, if I say, okay, I'm facing this kind of a problem, I should get a resolution kind of thing. I should get a resolution kind of thing. But the challenge that we struck or we stopped, we were stopped because we never wanted to build a database kind of thing. This tool does not have any database, Raj. It is just a tool. You put the data, you visualize, and after that it forgets kind of thing. It does not have any memory. It does not store. Because because the customer, we wanted to give that assurance to the customer. We are just using this tool. We are just only visualizing, taking the insights and giving back. We are not taking a pinch of it from you. So that was the message we wanted to do. From that perspective, we could not go.
Okay, I understand. That's a valuable. That's true also. Yeah, we can't touch customers' data just like that. But it's a different.
Correct. Yeah, some customers are okay kind of thing, but these days, if you see, a lot of restrictions coming into place, and there are so many questions when it comes to security point of view. Yeah, data security point of view.
Yeah. Someone was wanting to know if we may know the technology.
So it is technology point of view. It is Python and predominantly, and Streamlit is the framework that we used. Streamlit. If you find it, Google it, you will find that framework.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Can you repeat? I couldn't get that. It was disturbing. Can you repeat that answer?
Streamlit. I will just type it in the window.
Okay.
Streamlit. Okay. Any other questions, or shall I can proceed? Okay. So basically, what we did is we have just taken a sample data. Okay. And we are trying to see what is a closed activity. This is my start. Basically, new is my start and close is my end. So whatever the first view, what we are trying to see, it is trying to just show me what is a volume point of view, how many tickets I got, and how many were at new, how many were at new progress, what are the different paths. Basically, it will not show all the paths that are possible, because if you see, generally from a ticket, even if you try to take the ticket and try to analyze your tickets, it will be, I think, 100, 200 different paths. Basically, for any simple ticket also, if you take, it will be 100, 200 kind of thing. What it will try to do is the algorithm will try to pick up the frequent or the majority kind of a path, and it will show, okay, how the tickets are flowing kind of thing. So this view, whatever we are seeing, it is a volume, new, in progress, whatever is getting cancelled, how many times things are going back from in progress to hold, we can see. So the question is, generally as a process consultant, we try to put the focus here, okay, we try to ask the project team, okay, why it is getting on hold. The question, simple question, why it is getting on hold, the reason for hold kind of thing. Maybe there are certain tickets which are going to in progress and directly to close. The question is, why in progress and directly it is going to close kind of thing? Why it is not taking the resolution route? Okay. So these are questions. It will throw up a lot of questions, and in the open-ended questions, we get a lot of answers, and then that will lead to a lot of good discussion with the project team. So one of the biggest challenge I see we face in this software industry is it is always very critical for us to come up with the right question to ask to the project manager, where it is completely open-ended, and he has to go and he has to come back with the data kind of thing. It will make him to think, or it will make him completely differently view the whole thing. So always that finding out what to ask, I struggle a lot. So I think this tool was helping us in framing the questions to ask the project team. If the project manager themselves are using, it is well and good. And if they are not using, if they give us the data, we are trying to run it, and then it gives up a lot of questions kind of thing. In the second view, we can see it is the duration. Like from new to cancel, there was one ticket, it is showing, okay, it just took 2 minutes kind of thing. And from new to in progress, if you see, it is taking 1 day kind of thing. So the question comes, why it is taking 1 day? so ticket sitting is still new or moving to in progress kind of thing. Then we see, okay, it is taking 3 days to hold, and then 15 days from a hold, it is sitting in 15 days and then coming back to in progress. Okay, we are trying to talk about the mean kind of thing. There could be a lot of outliers and all that, but example, we picked up a random kind of a data. And then certain tickets are resolved. They are not getting closed. Why it is not getting closed? Is there a three-strike rule? No. All that kind of questions come back, kind of thing. It will also show some kind of a metrics kind of thing in the what is the time span point of view, how much time it is taking, all that. And if you go a little bit down, it will say, okay, how many variants, unique paths it has. It shows 115 unique paths we have, and total cases 424 it is showing. And then it is trying to show the activity that is repeated kind of thing. There are certain tickets which came back to new. There are certain tickets which came back to in progress. There are certain tickets which came back to hold, repeat kind of thing. And if I go down here, I can see the different variants. There are tickets that are coming from new to in progress to resolved, resolved to close kind of thing. And there are tickets that are new in progress. And this is a discussion point. What we have to do, just download this thing and we put it in front of the project managers. Okay, can you help us? Why this is happening? Why this happening? Then what they do is they go back and they try to pick up that random ticket number, and then they help us. Okay, this is happening. Then we try to find out which is the path, correct path, happy path, or the time-taking path. All that discussion happens, kind of thing. So this one area that we have to look, and we have different maps within this, more maps kind of thing, all in different ways of dissecting the same information, whatever we have, not much of change. Interest of time, I'm not going very deep kind of thing. Here, this is another map. Basically, we can see how the things are flowing from one step to another step. And we can see whether what is the mean, what is the median that is happening between the each step, what is the minimum, what is the maximum, all that we can see. Then we can, last one is a flow diagram kind of thing. It's a kind of a flow chart kind of thing, simple flow chart. Okay, from the new you start. We started with 4244, and then the major chunk of it we have it in the in progress. So there are certain tickets that went to directly close. See here, why the tickets directly went to close? This is the question. Why they got to close kind of thing, this session. And there are certain tickets which are coming back again to new. There are certain tickets again reopened and they came back after hold. They came back to new kind of thing. So these generate a lot of questions which we can ask the project manager. In fact, they themselves also put these questions to and find out what are the solutions. At a high level, this is what we wanted to cover from a process mining point of view. Any questions? I can pause here and I can take the question. Okay, I'll move. I'm assuming no questions. Okay, I'll try to conclude the whole thing, whatever we have been discussing. So basically, this tool, whatever the way, we have to just support projects. Basically, helps the support engagements. We take the ticket data and try to put the ticket data into the tool, and this will help us to get the visualization, volumetrics. Then we can build the prediction model. Then the topic model, very important, where we can see, do the categorization kind of thing. Then process planning. See, basically, if you see, most of the things, say, when we are talking about the descriptive kind of thing, where you can do the visualization kind of thing. See, basically, we can do it in Excel also. Beautifully, we can do a lot of things in Excel also. But here, the tool, what we are trying to do is we are trying to combine the text plus categorical data, which in Excel or any other tool, it is not possible. There could be some paid kind of tools, but we are not talking about. We thought because when we say customer, we say, because if you see these days, all the customers except I think 10% or 15%, all the customers keep on asking how I can reduce my cost, how I can reduce my cost, and they want us to perform better. They want us to deliver more and more, and with the lesser cost kind of thing. That is the thing that is happening in the industry. What we see, we have been talking to different customers. So this kind of tools, this kind of innovations, small innovations, are helping us to deliver that expectation of the customer, where no investment, the customer does not have to invest anything, not even a penny of it. All he has to is share the data, and we will give all the insights back to him. And from the LDT point of view or the quality point of view, we are taking more value to our customers, more value to our stakeholders. We have reduced the component, the delivery excellence. We have completely reduced. We are still trying to reduce that component. We have to keep that. We cannot ignore that. In terms of risk, issue identification, all that things have to be there. But the component, more and more, we have to leverage this kind of tools, and we have to reduce that whole component, the delivery excellent component. That's the direction we are trying to move. And we also have Sampath also on this call. Sampath is basically leads the Hyderabad team, and he's a person who holds the HMS portfolio. We call it high-tech manufacturing portfolio, which is the 50% of tech services business thing. Sampath, you want to add anything, Sampath?
Yeah. Thanks, Harish. I think just some closing comments. While you've all seen what Prasanna and Harish spoke about this tool. Now, one of the key areas where we've been deploying it, while apart from the case studies that Harish, Prasanna spoke about, is in all the RFPs. Typically, when we receive a prospective deal, one of the key aspects that we need to present to the new customers is the baseline volumes and what is the target number that we can achieve over a period of next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So that's where this tool is immensely used. That's number one. Number two, we've already showcased this to quite a few clients, and in fact, all of them were really awestruck with the functionalities of this tool. There's quite a feedback that we've received from them as well. And lastly, with the help of Celonis kind of features that you see on the screen, like what Prasanna was mentioning in the call earlier in the day, it will definitely help us do the BSM, find out those areas, and then further strengthen the process that we are delivering to the clients.
Thanks, Sampath.
Yeah.
It is open now. I think we have 2 minutes. Any questions?
Yeah, Harish, Raj Nanduri again. I have one more question.
Yeah.
I think you are doing pretty good on many of the areas, predicting and analyzing and all these aspects. But integratedly, is there a possibility, do you think, using this tool, can we project the risks that the customer or the tech or the Genpact rather has, or it will have, right? You have some component of prediction, you also have some component of historical analysis, and the confidence levels, everything is there. So based on that, risk is nothing but, that's what it is, right? You can identify if it is something that you cannot prevent, and it will happen. So maybe it is a good thing to highlight to customer, summarizing what are the risks that you are going to get into.
Yeah, good point, Raj. Basically, we have been evolving the tool continuously, kind of thing. We have a dedicated one developer who works, and he does a beautiful job, kind of thing. He does all on his own, kind of thing. Architect, developer, kind of thing. So yes, we are looking to add something like you mentioned. We wanted to have some kind of a summarization. So we have everything, but if somebody wants to look at the summary and say, okay, this is what I take it from here. So that kind of summarization is something like we wanted to call out the risk, issues, it could be whatever. That summarization is one thing we wanted to add, Raj. Yes.
And I'll just add to what Harish said. And in a de facto way, we are still doing a bit of risk management, Raj, in a way wherein, for example, if you look at the prediction modeling we are doing, right, and we are predicting certain insights or metric outcomes in advance, wherein the outcome might be a bit negative for the project team. We are upfront predicting, and that risk is getting mitigated in case there is some, course correction
No,
done in the
I
internet.
totally understand, Prashant. You're doing it, thing that you're not doing.
Right.
The whole point is, yes, that because you are doing that kind of a thing, is that it is not named as risk management. And
Exactly,
also, unless you see, risk is something, if you can use this and say that this is risk and this is the data behind it, then it will attract a lot of attention. More than value, knowledge management, everything else, the management is more afraid or attention is on risk management, so they want the risks to
Very
be
true.
mitigated first, so
Very-
you sell this using that label is what
No, very true.
that's
I
what I'm
totally agree, Raj. So the way we are kind of, the terminology we are using, of course, it should be risk management in a way, but also we are kind of using proactive project management, which is something the customer keeps pushing us to do, and which is where we are trying to fulfill that need basis this prediction and this tool, Raj.
absolutely, that's very nice.
So just to Raj, basically, yeah, what we are thinking is like we are talking about a GenAI kind of thing integrating something like that, LLM kind of thing integrating. But still, we then what happens is we will lose one cut of it. Basically, right now it is like sitting on your laptop kind of thing. Then you have to put it on some cloud and all that kind of thing. So then you will have the limited customers kind of. Then we have to either maintain the two versions. So there are different things that we have been discussing.
Agreed, sir. Agreed.
Yeah. So already 2 minutes passed. Any more questions?
No questions.
Okay. Malika ma'am, you want to take over?
Are we done with the presentation? Then I will
Yes.
ask Prakash Rao Garu to say the concluding.
Yes. We are done with the
remarks.
presentation.
Yeah, sir, please give the conclusive remarks.
Okay, Malika, both Harish and Prasanna have done a great job. Apart from presenting a tool, it's more of an insight into how to manage data to improve your performance is what we have learned. So I think I will again reiterate that thanks to both Prasanna and Harish. Great presentation. Sidescreen is always indebted to you. We look forward to your continued support for our activities, and thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having us. And we will be definitely looking forward for more discussions like this.
If you want to see me, I'm looking like this. I think yeah.
Thank you so much, Harish and Prasanna.
Harish and Prasanna can see the old teacher.
Yes, sir. You have not changed much.
I'm not changed much. Yeah.
But it is really encouraging, I would say, Genpact team. And I would also thank Mr. Hari and Mr. Rajsekhar for making time and participating in the session, because they are also our SPIN alumni for a long time. And it is very encouraging to see. The reason why I'm saying it is encouraging is because we have been working on several analytics tools, and we see that so much can be done. So much can be done in-house when there are when there is real good need and team. And the organization which is supporting innovation. It's really commendable. Actually, I'm very I got to learn a lot actually today. Thanks so much, Harish and Prasanna. That was a great presentation from you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We can conclude
Thanks.
session, Malika. We can close session.
Yeah, we close the session today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we
Thanks for
request
the
you all to
participants also.
participate every month in our sessions, please.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.